the interview with the HARDLINE magazine and the Rock Bottom YouTube channel and Rock Bottom radio show. Yeah, Gus Drax, yeah, guitar player mastermind of Sunburst. Yeah, nice to have you in this interview. It's mainly about your new album, forthcoming album, Manifesto. So that sounds great. The music is great and very emotional lyrics. So what stands behind, yeah, Manifesto lyrically first, lyrically? What kind of manifesto do you mean?
Yeah. Our lyrics and the subjects that we write mostly about is personal struggles that every person can go through in his everyday life. We like to grasp a little bit with problems of society, both modern and older. And sometimes we might even go to a little bit of fiction and religion, but religion, especially not, let's say, in a way that, for example, a black metal would do. We don't exactly go against religion. We give questions, let's say, about it. And one of our, I would say, favorites in this album was social media, actually, because social media is everywhere right now, and especially social media celebrities, people who
Yeah.
claim to be something that they are not necessarily are. So we tend to we actually did that on the flat. To give you also an example, it's very, very clear if you read the lyrics, and you can see my point afterwards. And one thing that we love as a band with when it comes to lyrics is to let the meaning a little bit open for the listener. We love when people come to us and tell us, you know what, I read the lyrics of this song, and I think that the meaning is this and this and that, and maybe it's not the meaning that we wrote the song about, but we love that people, let's say, they just get a different meaning and it means a different thing to them. And specifically, I love that. I think the connection of the listener with our music is deeper this way, because they interpret, let's say, our lyrics in their own way. This is something that we love.
Okay, yeah. So it's an open concept. The listener can make his own ideas about it.
Yes. Yeah.
And for example, Hollow Lies, it's your first single. You've got created a video, and which kind of lies do you mean?
Well, yeah, that's definitely social media. Hollow lies. I think that it's
Yeah.
actually very, very obvious. And like I said, we leave a little bit of ground open for listeners to go into their own path. But I think that lies are hollow anyway, because when they don't have a substance anyway. So yeah.
And for example, the song From the Cradle to the Grave is an interesting title as a title, but it has got a very intense, yeah, vocal work, and the whole song is very dramatic. What stands behind the song, so musically and maybe lyrically as well? It's a little bit different than most others. It's my impression.
Yes. Well, first of all, we try to have 8 different songs. We don't want to write the same song twice. So we try to have 8 different songs with eight different feelings, let's say. So From the Cradle to the Grave is a little bit about the circle of life.
Okay, yeah.
You start as a kid, go as an adult, then at some point you feel that maybe you are running out of time, and what kind of feelings that creates into you, and how your perception of life changes through the year just because of time, actually. And
Hmm.
musically, the thing with us is that I write most of the music for Sunburst. I come up with most of the music, and of course the other guys also might get in and say, you know what, let's try this and this and that. But this happens before the lyrics. So first it's music, and then Vasilis works on the vocal lines and the lyrics of the song. So it's not that I write the music and we already know the theme of the lyrics. The theme and the subject that we're going to talk is coming afterwards.
Hmm. Okay, you are the main composer. You are bringing in the most, yeah, musical ideas, and your
Mm-hmm.
singer Vasilis is
Yes.
creating the lyrics and the
Mm-hmm.
vocal lines. So it's mainly a collaboration between you and, yeah, Vasilis.
Well, it's and not only me and Vasilis, both Kostas and Nick also might come with music. For example, From the Cradle to the Grave has a bass line. It actually started from a bass line by our bassist, Nick. But yeah, me and Vasilis, I guess we have a little bit of, let's see, more cooperation because of the fact that he is writing the vocal melodies and the lyrics. So we have a little bit more of back and forth, or you know what, check this out and let's try this out, and what do you think about this and that? So it's kind of like this with me and Vasilis.
But
Yeah.
the other musicians have got influence as well, or are they just the musicians?
Yes, they actually do have influence, and they everybody can bring music in Sunburst. It's not that I say, you know, guys, I write the music and you guys play, and then you Vasily do this. Everybody can bring something in, and everybody can influence the song. So,
Hmm.
for example, when I bring something in and my drummer wants to, suggest a change, we will go and try this change and see how it works. It's not like set in stone. I do this, and you guys then do your thing. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's a team effort. It's a team effort.
Okay. And there are some orchestral parts on, yeah, some songs for example, The Flood, Hollow Lies, Nocturne.
Yes.
So what was the idea to bring it in? Did you engage an orchestra, or were it sound files?
Can you repeat the last part, please?
Did you engage an orchestra for the orchestral parts, or did you choose, yeah, software?
It was software this time. So my good friend John Koutselinis is actually a professional film composer, and this is what he does. So we started the whole orchestra thing back in our first album with "Remedy of My Heart," that we have orchestral arrangement in that song, and we decided that we wanted to continue with this and do it actually even more. And we chose this time to go with 3 songs using orchestral arrangements. So this time we couldn't go for a real orchestra because of financial reasons. It's very, very, very expensive to do
Yeah,
such a
of
thing.
course.
So it's one of our goals to at some point maybe go with a real orchestra, but
Yeah.
I'm 100% happy with how the orchestras are sounding, even as MIDI files, because John is so good at his work, and he has like top quality sounds even for his work. Because most people, when they hear about the music of a film, they imagine grand orchestras with 100 people there recording for a film. And maybe this is the case for Star Wars, but not every film is Star Wars. There are movies
Of
out
course.
there with way, way, way less and it's a way smaller budget than that, and not every production can go for a full orchestra, so they have the option of going with these sounds.
Modern
That's
times.
how John goes about this. Like he asks, okay, guys, what's the budget of that? Can we go to an orchestra? Good. We can't. Okay, still good. We can go with my sound here, and he created, I think, something fantastic.
Yes, of course it is. It is. And you've mentioned it, some movies. So your music is labeled as cinematic, progressive metal. So what
Mhm.
stands behind the cinematic element? Does it relate to the bombastic orchestral elements in your music, or what's behind it?
Yes, I think that the orchestral stuff plays a significant role over the cinematic term, let's say, but also the way that we compose, and both the guitars and our keyboards, they are influenced by soundtrack music a lot. Like sometimes I would even say that composers like John Williams or Elliot Goldenthal or Alan Silvestri might be even, let's say, bigger influences for us than metal bands. You know, that
Hmm.
we have distinctive metal bands that we love, of course, but we try to do different things. And I just listen to soundtracks more right now, at least. So it
Hmm.
might influence Sunburst a little bit more, but we still try to connect our heaviness, the heavy side, the metal side of ours with the soundtrack
Hmm.
side of ours.
Okay. And but there are no plans to utilize your music for soundtracks or for films, movies. Do you have any
Well,
offers?
we didn't have such an offer so far, but I'm totally open for that. Like, if someone would like to use our music or maybe write something like this for, a movie or anything, I would totally be up for it. I think it would be a challenge, but it's something that I would definitely be interested on.
Or
Yeah,
maybe in future albums, future times when you are more popular, maybe. So,
maybe, who
and
knows?
yeah, of course. And how important was your producer, Steve Lardo, for the final result?
Oh, he did an amazing job. It's difficult to mix this kind of music because there's so much going on. We have so many instruments. Like our instrumentation is very busy. Let's say we have a lot of things going on, and especially in the orchestral tracks, there is so much detail and quantity of sounds, and I think that Steve managed to make our record sound fantastic.
Yes, of course. It's a good sound, but a little bit, the term loudness war.
Mhm.
Have you heard the term loudness war on some albums? So it's a very loud level. Am I right?
Is it very loud or is it low?
Loudness. Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
good.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, this is my impression. Very a little loud. So,
Mhm.
and do you see your musical progress from the first album, Fragments of Creation, to the new one, Manifesto? Is there a step forward or other direction? How would you see it?
I think when we started working on Manifesto and new songs for a new album, we let's say took the elements of fragments of creation that we loved, and also the elements of fragments of creation that we saw that people appreciated more about this album, and I would say this is our identity as a band, those elements, and we try to improve them and incorporate even more elements to that. So I think it is kind of, it's strange, but I think that at the same time it is a step or two steps forward than fragments, but also not exactly same direction. It's a different direction for sure, but by maintaining our identity. It's
Okay,
not
I
like
understand.
two
Yeah, 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 yeah,
separate
yeah.
bands. Like, but yeah, we are going to a different direction, let's say, but it's also like maybe two steps forward than fragments. Yeah.
Okay, yes, of course. And it's maybe because it's 8 years after the release, because you
Mhm.
matured as a band. Am I right?
Can you repeat the last part?
Did you mature as a band in the last 8 years? Did you?
I definitely think so. Yes, and we also tried to. I think that it cannot be like you can just pass 8 years and not mature as a person, not just as a
Of
musician or as a
course,
band,
yeah.
but also as a person. Like if you don't mature and not evolve as a person, it's to me it's problematic. It's a big problem when you don't improve and change through time. You
Good.
know,
Yeah.
so yeah, so we evolved as people first of all, and that also I guess helped in evolving as musicians and as a band as well.
Of course. And yeah, why did it take 8 years? Because of the pandemic, or what was behind it?
Pandemic had, of course, a lot to do with it, but it's also that me and Vasilis are also in another band together called Black Fate, and I know that for Sunburst it was 8 years between two albums, but me and Vasilis both worked on the Black Fate record, which was released in 2020. And yeah, I know that Sunburst is not exactly on that album, but me and Vasilis had
Oh,
an
yeah.
album between those 8 years. So for me and him, it was actually 8 years of constantly working in music, just with a different uh, label on it, with a
Yeah.
different name on
Different.
it.
Black Black Fate. Black Fate is the name of the band.
Yes.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
And
Okay.
we released also a record in 2020. And after that record, we just kept working and working in the Sunburst album. So we had also the pandemic. That's why it took a little bit more for Manifesto to come out. But yeah, we didn't stop working all these 8 years actually.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that you've got a second band.
Mhm.
So, and I saw on the video, and you are playing a seven-string guitar. So, does it
Yes.
fit better to your kind of music than a normal, yeah, six-string guitar? Or what was the reason for a
Yeah.
seven-string guitar?
Yeah, I used seven string guitars since 2007. So I would going to say, like, if you told me, like, choose if you're going to play for the rest of your life with a seven string or with a six string, I would go with a seven string because of the extra options that it gives me. So I feel that seven string gives me the options that I want. I can go heavier if I want. I can use different chords because of that extra string. And I think that now it fits our style perfectly.
hmm Okay, good.
Yeah.
And so, and yeah, which bands or musicians have inspired you for your musical career, especially
Mhm.
guitar-wise?
Mhm. Well, I would say Dream Theater and John Petrucci were like and still are my main influence as a band. They changed my life. John Petrucci is my all-time favorite guitar player. It's because of him that I started playing guitar. And then while when I started playing guitar, I started listening to more music, and I got influenced by more bands like Nevermore. Nevermore was always a big influence on me, and Jeff Loomis, of course, Symphony X, and Michael Romeo. I like guitar players like Jason Becker. I love Jason Becker and Marty Friedman, Steve Vai, Joe
Yeah,
Satriani. All these legends of guitar. Richie
good.
Kotzen and bands like Sabotage. I love Chris Oliva, and yeah,
Uh,
these all are people who influenced me as a guitar player and a musician.
I,
So I think that if you listen to our music, you can definitely
it's
uh, yeah.
I guess the music is a blend between, for example, Dream Theater, Camelot, Rhapsody of Fire, and Symphony X. Would you agree? Or, no, not no.
Well, you know what? It's everybody has his own opinion on music. So if it reminds you of these things, I'm totally
A
fine
little
with it. Yeah,
vocal-wise, a little bit a Rhapsody of Fire. You know the Italian band.
yeah, yeah. Of course, I know
Of
all
course,
these
a little
bands. Yeah,
vocal-wise, a little
yeah.
bit vocal-wise, and some elements of Camelot, a little bit, and yeah, of
Mhm.
course, Dream Theater and yeah, Symphony X.
Mhm.
So, and yeah, your singer, yeah, Vasilis, how is he pronounced? Yeah,
Vasilis. Yes,
Vasilis designed the cover of your new album, and he's done a
yes.
very good job. Is he a professional graphic designer beside his musical career?
Yeah, this is actually what he does for a
Yeah,
living. He's a professional graphic designer, and he has his own brand and his own store that he does, graphic designer stuff. And he also does like merchandise, like T-shirts, hats, and stuff like that. It's his actual job.
I didn't know that, but it's a very, very, yeah, very good. It's not the normal, yeah, hard rock or power metal cliche. It's an individual style. He, he,
Mhm.
he's done a very good job, and yeah, how would you describe the Greek metal scene? Yeah, today is progressive metal well established in Greece, and is it easy for Greek bands to gain worldwide attention? How would you see it?
First of all, the progressive metal scene in Greece is actually one of my favorite progressive scenes in the world right now. We have some bands that I totally believe they are first class progressive bands like Need, bands like Mother of Millions. We have Poem. We have so many bands that play this kind of music and they do it fantastically. Like I really love Greek progressive metal band. Now with the let's say worldwide recognition, that takes a lot more than just music. Worldwide recognition, it also comes down to business stuff, and it's I guess it comes down to each band individually on what they're going to do, how they're going to go out, maybe play shows, tours, and stuff like that, so that they can become more popular. Because
Mhm,
internet and social media is there for everyone, but there is so much information for people and so much music out there that I think that touring is still very, very important to get out there and get noticed and known by people and get new fans.
mhm, mhm. Maybe an idea. Firewind is a well-known Greek band,
Yes,
I guess. Maybe you can play
yes.
as a special guest on one of their tours. I'm not quite sure if it will fit, but yeah.
Actually, I would love that. I love Firewind. Gus is a very, very good friend of mine. So, of course, there is no plan like that, but I say, why not? I would definitely be up for that.
Mhm, mhm. And another Gus G, he's a friend of Ollie John Roth as well, and he plays also seven-string guitar. how would you see it? Is Oli John Roth an inspiration for you as well, or is it far beyond a different kind of generation for you? Have you ever heard about him?
It's not a generational thing, but I of course consider him a legendary guitar player. But while I was growing up, I didn't, let's say, discovered him soon enough to be influenced him by Mr. Uljan Roth as a guitar player. Maybe my guitar heroes were influenced by him, so I got influenced by
Yeah,
him. Let's say
this is
in a second, let's say, grade. But no, me personally, straight from Mr. Ulican Roth, I didn't exactly got influenced by him.
okay,
No.
and because he's playing a seven-string guitar as
Yeah,
well, so sky guitar. This was my
yeah.
idea, and yeah, will that?
Actually, the first guitar player that I saw playing a seven-string guitar was John Petrucci, who's my favorite guitar player. And then from there on, I discovered more. Like I saw that Steve Vai did it first with seven-string, but I just saw John Petrucci first, and
Mhm.
then of course I saw Jeff with Nevermore playing with seven strings. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, will there be further videos? I've got one videos, Hollow Lies.
Mhm.
These videos are important today. Will you create some other videos for this new album?
Yeah, we have already done two more videos actually for two more songs. And I also like to create my own guitar playthrough videos for our songs, which is something that some people like to watch. So we already have two video clips for two other songs, and I will create more playthroughs as well. And also, maybe when we play live shows, we might go and do something like with maybe a live version or something like that for one more song or
Uh,
something like that. It's still something that we think about.
and yeah, will there be a tour? You've mentioned, will there be a tour maybe as a special guest of another band? Are there any plans right now? Or is it still
Well,
open? Will you play in Germany? Of course.
we would love to do that. There is no plan, of course, for a tour so far, but as a band, we want to grab, let's say, every single chance that we will get to play shows, and we definitely want to play as many shows as possible.
Mhm. Madison Square Garden. Maybe this would be an idea. Yeah, so it's good. Yeah, and yeah, you've mentioned it. You've got another band, Black Fate. Do you have further musical projects or other musical or artistical projects
Well, I'm
besides?
also the lead guitar player of Suicidal Angels, of course, which is also a main thing for me. I tour with the guys constantly. We play a lot of shows every year. We have also released a new album with the guys this year. It's called Profane Prayer. It's out by Nuclear Blast Records. And I'm currently also recording my next solo album, which will probably come out next year.
Ah, yeah, and do you have a solo album done before?
Yes. Well, many years ago, like in
Ah,
2010, I it was the first album that I ever released. It's called In Search of Perfection. I'm proud of what I did back then, but it definitely doesn't exactly represent me as a musician in 2024.
mhm. Okay, and will this solo album, guitar work, or will you include vocals?
Yeah, it's gonna be 100% instrumental music.
Yeah, no vocals, just instrumental. Okay,
Yes, yes.
okay. Then, yeah, do you have further information for the Sunburst fans? Or
Well, I like I said before, one of our main things right now is to get the new album out and play as many shows as possible. Yeah, I hope to see everyone out on the road and play shows and showcase and promote both Manifesto and our previous album, Fragments of Creation.
Okay. Then all the best with the forthcoming great album. Very
Thank you.
well done, very well, great songs, very bombastic, and I
Thank you.
like it very much. And yeah, let's hope that you will go on tour and have a successful tour.
Thank you.
Greetings,
Thank you very much.
best regards to the rest of the band, and yeah, thank you very much, Gus, for this nice interview.
Thank you very much for your time and for the hospitality. And yeah, hopefully we'll see each other maybe in a show in Germany.
Okay, this would be great in Hamburg. Keep on rocking.